Hey, what's happening, everybody? I thought I would do a little studio recording, talk to you in English while I assemble some artwork here. I have made these little photo print wood block prints. I glue black and white photos onto these little wood pieces that I cut out and painted. It's quite a little handmade process that I've got going. I did this last summer actually, and I made a series of them. I thought I would display them and then maybe sell them. But as happens with many things that I do, I did the making part and then I never was able to do the selling part or even the displaying part, really. And they were just sort of laying in boxes around my my studio here. Hold on a second. And then I got a call about a week ago from an old friend who's producer, creator, artist type. His name's Uchiko-cho. He's been around. I've known him for like 30 years or more maybe. And he's putting together some kind of an art show with like snow-based artists. There's like a tattoo artist, a couple of painters, photographers, a woodcrafter, and he's got everybody coming together for a weekend of sort of a gallery. He's going to do like a gallery exhibition in one of the local department stores here in Sapporo. It's on Saturday and Sunday, and he's like, "Hey, have you got any art pieces? Have you made anything recently?" And I was like, well, not really, except for these pieces I made. Like I made these kind of things. These are the ones I made last year. And I looked them over. There was some, but I didn't feel that it was enough to do like a display or a show by any means. So I thought, okay, I'm going to have to make some more. So this whole week I've been slowly putting these little pieces together. And they're kind of fun. It's just like a little, it's nothing amazingly special, you know. It's not like I'm not going to change the world with my art here by any means, but it's fun to kind of create these. I use this Mod Podge glue stuff that I love so much to glue the prints onto the wood. And then I get these little wires that I bought. And then I get this little set from the Home Depot kind of store. It's like these little clasps to hold the wire, and then they got these nice screws to screw in. And I attach everything. I do it all myself. And I don't know, I'm going to try to sell these. Well, I'm going to display them, that's for sure. And then if a couple of them sell, that would be cool, you know? I mean, I would love to sell some art. But I gotta admit, man, it is extremely difficult. I have had a very hard time selling artwork, selling my photography here in Japan. I've been in Japan for 30 freaking years. And photography for, you know, at least 25 of that probably. And I feel like I've been good at being a professional, getting work done, client-based work. You know, doing that pretty good. But selling actual art pieces is just, either I'm just really terrible at it. I mean, I know for a fact it's hard to sell art in Japan. It's not, people just don't buy art stuff here. It's sort of part of the culture. Like, houses are not built the way they are in many other places, like in North America. So there's not a lot of space to display things. There's not a lot of wall space. People live in apartment buildings and they're not allowed to put like screws in the wall. So they're worried about how they would mount something that's in a frame. There's all kinds of different cultural considerations, and it makes it kind of tricky to sell art pieces, I think, for everybody. But within that, I think I've been really terrible at it. I've been good at, selling DVDs. I think I was one of the highest selling DVDs with my CAR DANCHI series for quite a few years. And I don't know, I seem to be good at like packaging my products and art as movies in DVD packages. But, DVDs are pretty much a dead thing now. Although I haven't really attempted to make and sell one for a couple of years, to be honest with you. So I don't know. There may still be. I think there still would be some market for it, but man, it's going away fast. From what I feel and see and talk to people about, I just don't see Japanese people buying DVDs unless it's like a DVD for your kid. Although they still watch them in the cars. I think there's some people who watch them at home. And I know there's a lot of people who play DVDs in their cars because they all have the, the navigation system with the monitor, and then that has a DVD player in it. So they'll play the DVDs in the car, on their way shopping or to the mountain or whatever, especially for little kids because you want to keep them occupied in the car. So they show them the DVDs. I think that's quite popular. But, snowboard or skiing movies in the DVD format, it's a youthful audience for sure. And although my audience is aging quite a bit. Nice. I think I'm getting better at this with each one. There's a nice one of Mount Yote. Anyway, so this will be a fun little experiment. We shall see if anything sells. The prices are cheap. I'm certainly not charging a lot. I think I put these at like $30. So it's not like it's an expensive piece of art by any means, but maybe I'm screwing that up. Maybe if I made it really expensive, then you get just that one random rich person who buys something and I'd have enough money to make more. There does seem to be a market for art and art pieces in the kind of snow, winter sports, nature kind of category in the Niseko area, because you have a lot of foreign, rich, wealthy people visiting there. So I have some friends. My buddy Aaron, he has a gallery right in Hirafu, and I don't know any exact numbers. I haven't gotten details from him, but he told me he sold out, I think, one year, like before the pandemic, and was doing okay. Lots of nice prints, all these different, styles of prints and stuff, and especially like wealthy, maybe people from Hong Kong or Taiwan or places. They're so enamored with the culture and the vibe when they come over. And, I get the same feeling when I travel. If you go somewhere, I've been to Europe, different places, and you want to take home that really nice kind of memento, that little souvenir, and T-shirts and stuff like that. That's all right, but you want something you can really put on your wall. I usually buy those maps when I go to mountain towns. I don't have them on the wall right now, but like Chamonix, well, not Chamonix, excuse me, I didn't go to Chamonix, but like Switzerland, Alaska, Jackson Hole, Canada. I went to Canada. I would always buy the maps to put on the wall, and sometimes they'd have the ski resort maps. I love those. Those are great souvenirs. And that's, it's kind of an art piece in a way. Uh-oh. And but that's my level, right? Is buying like a $15 or $20 map in a frame or something is about all that I can afford. But I guess there's people out there who can afford, like a couple $100 photo print in a frame, or even more, a couple $1,000. In Japan and Hokkaido, I don't think you would, I don't know what the most expensive piece of photography or art has been sold. When I went to Jackson Hole a couple years ago, I was, stunned by the prices of the art that was on display in the galleries in the village. You would walk around, you would go to dinner, and all the galleries would be closed because it was nighttime. And I would just look in at, we're talking like real, like art, like paintings and sculpture and stuff. And you could see some of the prices, and it was like, $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, like mega prices on the art in Jackson Hole. It's a whole nother world, right? Like you're not going to see that here in Hokkaido. I hope someday you do, but I don't know. Maybe with the yen rate and the way it's going right now, 140 yen to the dollar, we should just be raising our prices like crazy. Just saying, hey, you guys are getting a bargain either way. So that's what I'm doing. I've been working on this. I've been working on some editing projects. We are lacking in snow right now in Hokkaido. Big time. We ain't got shit. I'm telling you, there's nothing. So when this happens, usually the resort would be open like last Friday. And it's, what is it now? It's Tuesday. So we've missed our opening day by a couple of days already, and there's really no sign that the snow is on its way in for like at least another week. So I've been looking around, checking on YouTube, seeing what's going on, and of course, it's dumping in North America. So maybe you're there. I don't know. Where are you? Let me know in the comments. I've been watching some of my favorite vloggers. I did a Japanese video on YouTube about the vlogs I've been watching. I like that guy, Lucas Catalina in America. He's been going to all the openings of all the resorts the last couple weeks, and he's doing a great job reporting on the snow conditions. Well, you just watch his vlogs and you see what it's like on the mountains where he is, and it's better than any snow report, I'll tell you that. So I've been watching his vlogs. He's been in Colorado, then he was in Utah, and kind of like historical early openings. Then my mom sent me a video of a crazy snowstorm in Buffalo, New York, and that was wild because that was like massive. That was like what we see in Hokkaido in late December or mid-January. They were having that kind of like 6 foot of snow storm in like a couple days. Crazy stuff. So that's what's happening in North America. And when that happens, I've studied this over the last couple of years. I really watched the Earth Null. I love that website, Earth Null, where you can look at all the global temperatures and wind and stuff in real time. And I don't know when, maybe that was a year or two, I started looking at that thing, and I noticed how, those cold Arctic temperatures off the North Pole, they start to come down as the Earth, tilts and we go into winter. Those cold Arctic, there's a word for that. But anyway, the cold air comes down off the North Pole. It's not even. It doesn't come down everywhere the same, right? So it's kind of like it comes down on this side, then it comes down on this side, then it goes over here, then it comes back here. It's like it's not an even thing. And because our little pea brains are so busy with our day-to-day lives, we never really look at, all we look at is like the forecast we see on the news, or you look at your phone and it says, well, it's going to be this temperature for 3 days, then it's going to get a little colder. And you just look at your little microclimate that you're living in. But I thought it was fascinating to kind of look at that that site and realize, like, oh, okay, I see. There's this massive cold air up over the North Pole, and it's coming down. And when the further it comes down, then the further south the cold spell goes. So when it snows in like Tokyo, for example, that cold Arctic air has come way down. Right? That's what has to happen. It's not just like a freak thing, like it's just cold right here. It's like the cold air is coming down from the north. So how far is it coming down? How cold is it when it gets here? And right now, that cold air is way down over North America. You can look, I looked at it yesterday. It was fun. You can just scroll through it and you can turn the globe around. There's like a little earth. You spin it around. You can see where the cold temperatures are. And it's very warm over here right now. And it's very cold over there. So it's just not our time right now. But my forecast, from my experience, is that at some point that cold air will shift back up. And then maybe there's some momentum there. I don't know what it is. I'm not the climatologist, but I feel like it's going to shift, and then it's going to be like, comes down Siberia, Japan, and suddenly it's cold, it's dumping, and we're like, hey, it's winter again. You know, like we go through our little snow dance. That, I think, is what is happening right now. So as long as it's snowing and cold in North America, I don't think we're going to get anything. That's my prediction. In fact, I looked at the weather report a little while ago, about an hour or two ago, and this is what I see, right? I look at a week out. I think we get 10 days. So today, Tuesday the 22nd, high temperature here where I live in Hokkaido, northern Japan, 7 degrees. Tomorrow, 5 degrees. Next day, 7, 10. When it's 10 degrees at my house, that means it's like 4 or 5 degrees at the resort, top of the mountain. That means no snow. The 27th, Sunday, predicted to be clouds with a little snow mark, 3 degrees. Okay, so there's your first opportunity for snow on the mountain. Next day, 6 degrees. Next day, 14 degrees. You see what I'm saying? There's a pattern here. We're going up and down, and it's like a pretty drastic up and down. So the Monday, high of 6 degrees, low of -1. So that day is pretty cold. The next day, it doubles to plus 14 degrees Celsius, and then a low of 5 degrees, which is nothing. The low at 5 here on the mountain, it's freezing for sure, but I don't know, it says rain, but it's so warm. It's so warm in the day, maybe at night that turns to snow. Then finally out from the 30th, 5 degrees, -2, 0. So it's starting to drop at the very end of the month, and into December 1st, we got cloud, snow, cloud, snow, cloud, snow. So there's something coming from the beginning of December. That's what I'm seeing on the weather report. But again, that's 10 days out. It does tend to kind of shift quite a bit. Every couple days you'll look at it and you're like, oh, what happened to that snow mark? Who moved the snow mark? So that's the situation that we're living in right now. There's a lot of people waiting for snow here. And, you know, it's funny. People start getting a little antsy. It's kind of like, I hate to compare it to like civil unrest, but there is that kind of feeling of like, oh, we're going to start to get angry if it doesn't snow here pretty soon, man. Come on, man, we need snow. Like people start freaking out a little bit, and I find it quite funny. I really don't give a shit when the resort's open. To be absolutely honest, I don't give a shit. You know, maybe when I was like in my mid-20s or even in my mid-30s when I was like just crazy about it, But even then, I don't remember freaking out over late openings. I just like it when it's like, opening day is fun. I love opening day. But deep powder days in mid-January are way fucking better. Okay? You're not going to get me to orgasm over an opening day. I know in like a month, it's going to be insane. It's going to be deep dumping constantly. And we're all just going to be laughing. And so it doesn't really bother me, but there's a lot of people who get very bothered when it doesn't snow on time and they just start getting the like withdrawal symptoms, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, that's my personal update. Making art, getting my stuff done here. Gallery show this weekend, not snowing. So I'm also glad, or if it was dumping and the resort was going to be opening on Saturday and I had to go set up this stuff and be at the gallery and meet people, then maybe I would be having a little bit of a stressful moment as I go, I wanted to go snowboarding, but I have to go downtown and set up this art stuff. Shit. So now that I know it's not snowing, I don't have that mental struggle going on, you know what I mean? So it's not an issue. So maybe that's why I'm so calm. Plus, I don't have bindings on any snowboards yet. I wouldn't be able to ride even if it was snowing. But I suppose if it was snowing, I would be out there putting bindings on a board rather than setting up these photos. It's all about, priorities in the moment, right? Anyway, that was a fun little chat. Hope you enjoyed that. I always like to keep everybody update, and I'm just having a lot of fun screwing around on the YouTube channel. I'm doing all the things that all the sites that advise you on like how to become a successful YouTuber. I'm doing everything they say you shouldn't do, but I don't really care. I'm just having a lot of fun, and we're putting out a lot of videos, and I think in the long run that's going to be a good thing. Boy, I really like the way these turned out. That one's kind of cool. Okay, I'll cut this off now. I don't want to take up your whole day, and thanks for tuning in always. Please leave me some comments. The comments are great, and they give me ideas for future videos. So let me know what you want me to do, what you want to see. Whether I'm able to do it or not is another question. But hey, I always appreciate the input. Thanks, guys. Later.